Good morning, Steelers Nation. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody had a great week. Hope everybody's going to have a great or a better weekend. My name is Daniel J. I am with State of the Steelers, and this is our, I guess we can call it our daily fix of Steelers. This is a segment that I'm going to be doing every day, kind of telling you guys a little bit about what's been on my mind when it comes to the Steelers and where I think we're going that day. Um, there's been a lot of hot topic comments or posts or videos out there about Kenny Pickett and will he be a week one starter? Is he going to be the heir apparent week one? And my answer to that question is probably not. I think Mitch Trubisky is going to come in and take that starting role. I think it's his job to lose. I understand that Kenny Pickett has a high floor. He came in, from a pro style offense. I understand his age and whatnot, but at the end of the day, he still has to prove himself. And Mike Tomlin has been very upfront about that. This is going to be an open competition. This is going to be a competition between Kenny Pickett, Mason Rudolph, and Mitch Trubisky. Given Mitch's resume, I mean, he's got some actual NFL time on his resume. He's a former Pro Bowler. He's taken his team to the playoffs. A relatively, I would put it, a bad team to the playoffs. He turned a franchise around that wasn't doing so well and hasn't done well since he's left. And so, there's a lot of questions there as far as, was it a coach thing? Was it a Mitch thing? We don't know. He went to Buffalo. There was a lot of talk from a lot of people. I believe it was from on the Ramon Foster show with DK Sports. Ramon talks about how he talked with Dirty Red in Buffalo, and they asked him, how they felt about Mr. Trubisky, and I believe his response was something to the effect that they knew they could win games with him. Levi Wallace, he was played with Buffalo last year. He said something very similar about Mitch Trubisky about winning games. None of them said that he was a franchise guy, and that was something that I caught on pretty quick. None of them said that, oh yeah, he's going to be the guy somewhere. They just said, yeah, he can win games. It was positive. I don't think anybody was going to say anything negative about the guy. And so, when you put that into perspective, that they're not going to say anything negative, they like the guy, I think it would have been a little bit more positive. Something like, yeah, he's going to be able to take a franchise to the next level. He's going to be able to be that franchise guy. He was in a situation previously that was more of a coaching type of thing versus a him kind of thing. And that he was able to go under a Josh Allen's wing and go under the wing of a well-coached organization and take, a lot out of there and change his career around. That wasn't said. And so I think Kenny Pickett has a pretty good opportunity, just like anybody else. He's going to have to show it. And so I think that the odd man out, though, in the competition is going to be one Mason Rudolph, unfortunately. Well, if anybody has a good chance to be the underdog, it is going to be him. And I might be changing my mind while we're sitting here, but he knows the offense more than anybody. He's been through it. He knows the guys or the receivers, Claypool, Deontay Johnson. He's worked with them, way more often than Mitch Trubisky or Kenny Pickett has. And so he's going to have the upper hand in that instance. However, just given the resume and what Mason has done up to this point with his opportunity and what Mitch Trubisky has done with the opportunities that he has had, I think that we can kind of see that Mason isn't there when it comes to a Mitch. He's going to be a tier below him. I don't even think Mason has had a game in his career, or pro career, where he has had more than 3 touchdowns or more. I don't think that's happened. I don't think he's put up in a single game more than 28 points. I may be wrong. Please let me know in the comments which game it was. But I don't think it was. I think the one I can remember that was close was maybe Miami in 2019. But I can't remember the score off the top of my head there. And so I think that he's got an opportunity to he's either going to surprise everybody and be the week one starter, Mason Rudolph that is, or he's probably not going to be on the 53. I think that we have Chris O. I'm gonna call him Chris O, our seventh round quarterback that we chose. I think he's going to be our longer term backup solution. As of right now, next year for 2023, the only quarterbacks that we have under contract are going to be it's going to be the two rookies and Mitch. However, Mitch's contract is going to be one that I highly doubt he's going to be wanting a backup. Kenny Pickett next year with an opportunity potentially out there for him to start or compete for a starting position. And so his contract also isn't one that's going to hurt us financially if we cut him after this year. And so with that being said, whoever doesn't win that first pick, that QB1 between Mitch and Mason is probably not going to be on the 53. I think that even if Mason wows everybody, then I think Mitch will either be traded or cut. And so it's going to be one of those two. I think the backup long-term solution is going to be our seventh round pick. He's also a quarterback that can somewhat play to the same style as a Lamar Jackson or a Deshaun Watson that you could potentially see when it comes to scouting for our defense during practice when we're going up against those two teams in their upcoming schedule, our upcoming season. Speaking of schedule, it comes out this Thursday night. Can't wait. We'll be looking forward to it. Please subscribe to us. That way you can see when we come out with our different shows. We'll be going on live tonight, roughly around about 7 p.m., where I'll be talking about, what's been going on in the Steelers realm or in universe, and what I think that we'll be doing going on forward with our offense and how it's going to be portrayed out in the Matt Canada offense. So please like, subscribe, and hit that notification button so that you can get notified of those lives that we do. And so during the season, we'll probably be doing about 3 lives throughout the week. Now that it's off season, unless there's more news that comes out, we'll probably just sticking to Monday and Fridays. We'll be doing a daily video just similar to this one every morning. So please like and follow us for those segments. Now, at the end of these segments, what I want to do is just kind of pick out a question that's been asked to me, whether it was from Facebook or YouTube. So if you're on or watching me on Facebook, please follow us on YouTube at State of the Steelers, and vice versa. If you're on watching us on Facebook, follow us, or on YouTube, follow us on Facebook or State of the Steelers. The question comes in from LSU Baby. Which draft picks have a chance to be a week 1 starter? Well, we just talked about Kenny Pickett and his opportunity to be a week 1 starter. I don't know if he's going to be the week 1 starter. He's going to be given that opportunity. However, it is going to be an open competition. I think it's Mitch's, job to lose. So that's kind of my position on that. We went a little bit more in depth earlier. Our second round rookie, which was George Pickens, I think he's probably got to be the person with the highest chance to be a week 1 starter. He's we don't have that alpha male week 1 X receiver that is the true number 1 receiver up until this point. I think that George has the opportunity to be that. He's a speedy guy. He's a tall guy. And I think he's got every opportunity to beat out a disgruntled Deontay who may or may not be here at that time. He may not be participating, Deontay Johnson, that is, in in any preseason or training camp practices. That's yet to be determined. That's a little bit just speculation on my part. However, he did kind of skip out on volunteered workout. It has been known to everybody that he's a little bit upset when it comes to his contract. And so there's a good chance that George is going to be put into that role very early in training camp. And so he's got in my opinion, the greatest opportunity and the greatest chance to be that number 1 receiver and to be that week 1 starter. DeMarvin Leal, he's our 3rd round pick. He's coming into a very, very strong defensive line room. There's a lot of people there ahead of him. We have Loudermilk. We have Stephon Tuitt if he comes back. Cameron Hayward. It's going to be very tough for him to come in. I think that, with also the acquisition of Adams last year off of the Saints practice squad, he's going to have to really work hard to get, his snaps. His snaps are probably going to come more in maybe special teams. And so getting snaps in the defense in week one is probably going to be less likely unless someone gets hurt. I mean, I didn't even bring up Tyson Alualu. And so I don't think he's going to be he's going to be a rotational piece, that's for sure. And he's going to definitely help out in that instance, but he's not going to be a week one starter, not this year at least. Calvin Austin, CA3. He's our fourth round receiver that we speedy guy, really, really fast. He's going to be in the slot. He's going to be in the rotation. In my opinion, he'd be in the slot. If that would probably be his best opportunity to get reps in and starting or plays in or get into the game is going to be in that slot role. He has played a lot of in college. He played a lot on the outside. However, our receiver depth on the outside is pretty good. And so for him to get into the game, in my opinion, he's going to have to be in that slot. And I think he's going to do very well. I mean, if imagine putting a linebacker on this guy, he's going to just sprint right by him. And so the other guys that we've drafted, maybe Connor Hayward, he's probably going to have an opportunity to be on the special teams. I can see him. That's if he makes the team. There's no guarantee. I think he will. I think he's got the talent. He seems like a very good football player all around. But outside of special teams, he's not going to be your starters. And so that's my opinion on those. Who do you all think will be a first round starter? And if you all have any questions for me, leave them in the comments, message them to me, direct message them to me on Facebook, leave them in the comments on YouTube. I'll be picking one out every day, and then we'll be talking about that one question. My question for you guys in the draft or in the for the comments, is, do you think Kenny Pickett's going to be the week one starter? Who do you think's the starter? And who else in the draft that we drafted that could be a surprise starter? Let me know in the comments. And until later, we'll see you tonight for our live. Please follow, subscribe, hit that bell notification button.